My grandmother never told this story to brag. She told it with the kind of calm, quiet smile you only get after life stops kicking you down and starts kicking your enemies instead. She grew up in a conservative, tight-knit town where church gossip spread faster than wildfire. She was young, bright, and full of hope when she married my grandfather. He was one of those man-of-the-house types, the kind who never asked questions, only gave orders. But she loved him. Or maybe she loved the life she thought they'd have. They had 2 daughters, beautiful, healthy little girls. And that was her sin. He wanted a son. Needed one, apparently. As if his entire identity depended on having a mini version of himself. When their second daughter was born, the disappointment was like a thunderclap. No congratulations. No flowers. Just silence. And then, divorce. In a town like that, a woman wasn't just abandoned, she was blamed. It didn't matter that she was the one left with 2 babies. The whispers said she failed as a wife, as a mother, as a woman. He remarried within months. Wife number 2. My grandmother, meanwhile, stayed in town, working, scraping by, saving every penny she could to leave. But even after she moved away, she never forgot. She kept in touch with a few people, stayed updated on town gossip. Not because she was bitter, but because she knew. She knew something the rest of them didn't. You see, wife number 2? She gave him a daughter. And then another. And another. Wife number 3. 2 daughters. And 1 tragic stillbirth. Wife number 4. 3 daughters. Wife number 5. 1 daughter, and she was smart enough to run before he could pin the failure on her. The man who once believed sons were a sign of masculinity, of divine favor, of strength, now had 12 daughters. 12. No sons. Not 1. It would be funny if it weren't so heartbreakingly pathetic. And the town still tried to defend him. It's just bad luck, they'd say. He's cursed. But there were whispers now, not about the women, but about him. As if maybe, just maybe, he was the problem. Then came the kicker. Turns out, while married, he'd been sneaking around with the next-door neighbor. She had 4 kids, 3 boys and 1 girl. When the truth came out, the neighbor's husband left her. A paternity test confirmed it. That 1 little girl? She was his. Let me repeat that. The only child he ever fathered outside of marriage, that wasn't raised under his roof, was a girl. The neighbor? She laughed in his face when he suggested they get married. Called him defective. Told everyone in town he was cursed. That God was punishing him for how he treated his first wife. And from that moment on, the town turned. The same town that used to shame my grandmother now pitted her ex. Or worse, mocked him. The same churches that once whispered about God's judgment now openly celebrated his daughters, embracing them as blessings rather than burdens. It wasn't a loud, fiery revenge. There was no courtroom, no showdown. Just decades of irony and justice. As for my grandmother, she remarried. To a kind man. A good man. And together, they had a healthy, beautiful baby boy, my uncle. When news of that reached the old town, her family didn't just celebrate, they broadcasted it. God finally blessed her, they'd say at church gatherings. She always deserved better. The same pews that once looked down on her now lifted her up. Meanwhile, my grandfather, at 68, alone, broke, and paying child support to 4 women. No woman wants to date him. No church will matchmake for him. His reputation is ruined, not because of what people say, but because of what life proved. He tried to control fate. He tried to rewrite biology. He blamed every woman who didn't give him a son. But nature, karma, God, whatever you want to call it, had the final word. He got daughters. So many daughters. And you know what? I hope every single one of them grows up to be strong, loved, and powerful. Because they're not his punishment. He is theirs. Revenge doesn't always come with shouting or slamming doors. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it takes decades. And sometimes it comes in the form of 12 beautiful daughters who prove that you never needed a son to be worthy in the first place. If this story gave you chills or made you smile, hit that like button. It really helps us out. And tell us in the comments, have you ever seen karma work like this in real life? Subscribe for more emotionally charged Reddit revenge stories, because sometimes justice is a long game, but it always arrives.